people, it's me, Anja, my pronouns are she and her, and welcome back to my channel for a new recent reads video, as promised. The first book on this list is called The No Girlfriend Rule. This story is a YA sapphic contemporary following a young plus-size main character with anxiety whose foray into tabletop fantasy gaming leads her to new opportunities, new friends, and a new romance. This book is absolutely so fantastic and it's so good. First of all, even though I didn't quite understand all of the fantasy gaming lore and conversation and everything, I still really enjoy this book so much. First of all, the characters are so well developed and so distinct. I loved the found family friend group of it all. The sapphic romance is so cute and so adorable, and their chemistry both in the fantasy stuff and in real life was so well done. It was really good. The plot is so engaging. I loved the characters, like I said, so much. This book is absolutely so good. I was such in a mood for a lighthearted, fun, queer romance, and that's exactly what I got. So anyway, if you didn't know, this book was on my March TBR, and I'm so glad that it lived up to those expectations. So with that said, I rated this book 4 out of 5 stars, and I would definitely highly recommend it. The next book on this list is called The Blackwoods. This story is a YA historical fiction contemporary after the matriarch of one of the most beloved Black families in Hollywood passes away, and she's also a very beloved actor in Black Hollywood. She's a fictional celebrity. Anyway, she passes away, and so this story follows her in the past leading up to today, as well as 2 of her great-granddaughters in modern day. I don't know if any of that made any sense, but basically I really enjoyed this book so much. First of all, the character perspectives made so much sense, and I loved the history so much. This book truly reminded me of Only This Beautiful Moment, which is one of my favorite generational stories that I read last year. This book made me realize how much I love generational stories that explain how the past paints the present, how the present paints the future, especially in families. I don't know if that makes any sense. Also, in addition to that, I also really enjoyed the stories about Black Hollywood and acting in general, especially if you're Black. This book is so good. I love the history and the culture and the family all tied together. The characters themselves are such wonderful, well-developed, distinct characters, each and every one of them, and I loved their dynamic and their relationships with each other. The plot is so engaging and so fantastic. Everything about this book felt so real and honest and raw. This book is absolutely so fantastic, and it's so engaging and so intriguing and so underrated. So anyway, with all that said, I rated this book 4 out of 5 stars, and I would definitely highly recommend it. The next book on this list is called These Bodies Between Us. This story is a YA contemporary, and it follows a young bisexual main character during a summer where she and her friends spend the summer learning how to become invisible. But literally invisible. Violet Paul invisible. You know what I mean? Anyway, I enjoy this book for sure. I enjoyed the plot and the 4 friends. And I love stories that center on friendships. However, I will say, this book became way more serious than I was expecting, and I was in the mood for a lighthearted fun book, but then it took a turn and became more about mental health and that type of side of disappearing, if that makes any sense. I'm trying not to spoil it, but basically this book took a turn that I wasn't quite expecting and I wasn't quite prepared for, if that makes any sense. The plot was engaging, and overall I liked it. I just didn't love it. The characters definitely felt very real and very authentic. It's just that overall, the plot and the invisibility stuff wasn't quite what I wanted, if that makes any sense. But anyway, take that as you will. I rated this book 3 stars. The next book on this list is called Ariel Crashes a Train. This story is a YA contemporary following a young sapphic main character as she grapples with her mental health. This book is absolutely so fantastic, and it's so good. First of all, the writing is so beautiful, and it's so hopeful and haunting. It's just so well done. The free-verse format was such a wonderful choice, and it made the characters come to life so much more. The friendships were absolutely so fantastic. I love, her relationship with her sister, it was done so well. This book is amazing. The plot is so engaging and so intriguing. The mental health OCD representation was spot on and excellent. I'm not quite sure if I would say that I prefer this book to Dear Medusa, which I read by the author last year, or not. This book is absolutely so good, though. It's so honest and well done, and it truly comes from the heart. You know what I mean? I don't know if that makes any sense at all, which seems to be a recurring theme for this video, but also I feel like I say that in every single video I ever make. But anyway, the point is, this book is absolutely so good, and I really enjoyed every single second of it because it felt so immersive and so real and absolutely so good. So anyway, with all that said, I rated this book 4 out of 5 stars, and I would definitely highly recommend it. The last book on this list, and certainly not the least, is called Shut Up, This Is Serious. This story is a YA contemporary following a young Latina main character who's trying to distract herself from her future. This story is absolutely so fantastic, and it's so good. First of all, the characters are so well developed and so distinct. The plot is so engaging and so intriguing. I really enjoyed this book so much because it truly felt so relatable. When I was in high school, I feel like I tried to distract myself from the future, even though I couldn't because the future was coming, whether I liked it or not. Does that make any sense? Like, time keeps moving. Whether or not you try to ignore it, it's still there. Anyway, I really also enjoyed the friendships as well as the family dynamics. This book is absolutely so good, and it's so well done. The writing is so amazing and so immersive. This book is absolutely so underrated, and it deserves so much more hype. I just really enjoyed this book so much. It felt so real and honest and so immersive. Anyway, with all that said, I rated this book 4 out of 5 stars. I would definitely highly recommend it. I know I just said that the last book was the last book on this list, but I'm trying this new thing in 2024 where I include more books that I rated 3 stars in my recent reads video. So therefore, this is truly the last book on this list because I just read it today, and it is King Cheer, which is a YA graphic novel queer reimagining of King Lear, which I've never read before, but I did read these authors' reimagining of 12th Night last year, which I liked, but I didn't love. So when I heard that this book was coming out, I was very skeptical, but I read it anyway, and my general consensus is that here it goes. This book is too short and had way too many characters, which might be true in the original play as well, but I've never read it, so I have nothing to reference. Basically, I really enjoyed, like, the main character. I enjoyed her and her sexuality and her journey with that. I wish the book focused more on her than the other fucking main characters that I don't care about. Like the other cheerleaders, I don't even remember their names. I read this book today and I don't even remember their names because they were so irrelevant to me as a person. So, yeah, like I said, there were way too many characters, and this book is also too short. Now, it is a graphic novel, so I kind of do expect graphic novels to be too short, just because that's what tends to happen historically. I don't know why. But anyway, speaking of the art, though, the art was pretty. It was very pretty. Not too pretty that it distracted me from the actual story, which I wasn't even enjoying to begin with. I should have DNF'd this book. So anyway, that's my review. I rated this book 3 stars, so take that as you will. So in conclusion, first of all, maybe rant reviews are my calling. Because filming that last review was so much more fun than I was anticipating. I know I said in my 2023 reading wrap-up that usually I try to, exclude 3-star reviews from my recent reads videos because I feel like I'm disappointing other people, but who cares? Who cares? So anyway, second of all, March has been a pretty good reading month in terms of quality and quantity, so we love to see it. In conclusion, if you enjoyed this video, please don't hesitate to give it a big thumbs up. Comment down below the fairy emoji if you made it all the way to the end of the video. I don't care which gender the fairy is. Thanks for watching, subscribe to my channel if you're new, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!